stupid me, coming into an exhibition and thinking that GMG color is that they have a booth, and then they're one of the sponsors. Now I'm here with Eric. Eric, why are you not exhibiting?
Because of COVID, we really weren't 100% sure exactly what we wanted to do as far as the booth space goes. So we signed up to sponsor, but chose not to get a booth space in case there were cancellations and things like that.
Okay, that's great. I understand. If we look at GMG, color management, why is that at all important?
Well, it's very important to make these presses be able to match the others. So when you have indigo presses, to be able to get them to print and match like an offset or a flexo press is very important, especially when you're doing short run packaging work to fill in for longer run packaging work. And then in addition to that, just making the presses print repeatably and consistently over and over and over again. We're actually a partner with the corrugated side of the T-Series presses. So we're part of HP's package that they offer on the corrugated side with some of the other partners that they have, and we're the color management that they recommend for those presses now.
How difficult is color management? Because I sometimes see, industry specialists showing terrible examples of wrong Coca-Cola colors and wrong Google colors and wrong Starbucks colors. How difficult is it?
Color management can be very difficult if you don't know what you're doing and you don't have the proper tools. From GMG's perspective, we tend to make color management very easy. It's just about measuring in the colors and keeping the presses running consistently and stable.
So when you say running the presses consistency and stable, is that from a maintenance perspective, or is it more from a calibration perspective, or from what perspective are we talking?
It's kind of both, actually. It's a little bit about maintenance and making sure it's running in a proper maintained state, but also about humidity, temperature, and the environment that it's in, making sure that it's not in an offset press room with a lot of offset dust, things like that matter a lot, actually, in keeping these presses consistent.
Is that really the secret?
That's part of the secret. Not all of it, but that's part of it, yes.
So what is it that you sell? Because of color management, I mean, is it like the measuring tools and the software, or what is it you sell?
Sure, we sell software. So we are only a software company. We partner with hardware companies like HP and X-Ray and those others. But we're strictly a software company, and we use our own proprietary software and our own software or color management system to convert from one color space to another, so we can make a Pantone color match on an indigo press, which has only CMYK, orange, and violet, for example, and we don't have the spot colors of a Pantone press or a Pantone ink on a flexo press, for example.
But when you say that, because I mean, you're still limited to the color gamut of the physics, and every time I hear people talk about the Pantone thing, it's always like, okay, it comes with a kind of disclaimer because the percentage that you can cover, because there's a physical limited, right?
Yes, of course there is. For example, you may not be able to reproduce a Reflex Blue without a Reflex Blue ink. But we're going to tell you that up front. Our software is going to tell you what the delta E's are going to be away from the target color. And we're going to also give you the ability to print your own fan deck or color guide off your press on your substrate that will show you your custom spot color libraries. So what is Reflex Blue, for example, going to look like on your press, your substrate, your ink set?
If you think of color management, and I mean, there's competition in that field as well.
Yes.
From a PSP's perspective, would there be any difference from that perspective who you choose to work with?
Yes, there can be a lot of differences. Everybody does things a little bit differently. One of the things that we specialize in is we use all spectral data instead of your consistent LAB data that everybody else uses. So that gives us the ability to predict what's going to happen on press, because we have the entire spectral curve of the ink and can actually say what's going to happen when one ink overprints another. So for example, using Reflex Blue to replace cyan ink, or to replace or overprint Reflex Blue with another color.
And if we look at how things are moving from analog space into digital space, I think it's a good market opportunity for you, because I mean, there's a lot of printing companies that want to have that consistency and that you're basically taking advantage of the full gamut, right?
Yes, exactly. So expanded gamut printing with digital presses is definitely a big advantage for us, and something that we very much excel at. That's something where we can help people make that press print consistently and keep it going over and over and over again. So 6 months down the road, you can rematch work that you did previously.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Eric.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a good one.